Hey friends, in the previous video we discussed about ng template and how it is used inside our application. In this video we're going to be talking about ng container and how we can use it inside our application. So basically the ng container is an Angular element that can hold the structural directives without creating an element inside our DOM. Like we can have products array and we want to group the products and some other content, but we don't want to have the entire div inside our DOM, then we can use the ng container. We can have the products, like here we can have products or maybe the employees. And here we'll say employee ID 1, and here we'll have the name and just two things here. And here we'll have the ID 2, and here we'll have Smith. Now here we apply the ng container to prevent the elements going from the DOM. So here we'll say and here let employee. Here we have employees, so employees, and here we'll just do the employee dot ID and employee dot name. And let's start our terminal ngs-o. And here we have this app product, so we comment this, and here you can see these are coming. Now if we go here inside our console, and here we have the body, the app root, and UL. Now as you can see, the ng container is not here, not rendered inside our DOM. We have created that inside our application, but it is not here because it allows us to have the content inside our application and group them inside our application without having to use that container inside the DOM. Like if you refresh this, you can see that there is no ng container element here, just we have this UL. Now the wrapper is ng container and it is not here inside our DOM. Now the ng container can also be used to create the dynamic components. So here we can have mat tab group. This is Angular material, so we will learn about Angular material in our upcoming videos. So here we will say mat tab, and here we will say ng for let. First we will create the components, and here we will say components array, and here we will just say component ID 1, and the component will be like we can have employees component, and the second component we can create is the dynamic form component. And here we'll say let component of components, and here we have the label, and it will be the component dot id, and inside here we will apply the ng container, and we will have the component outlet, and it will be component dot name. And let's go here. Now as you can see, the tab is the ID of that component. Here we have ID1, and here we can just say true. And this is the label, like the label is this and these things, and the content of that tab is the component.name, and component.name has and the components here we want to render inside our tabs. Now as you can see, this has created the components for us dynamically. And here if we go, and here you can see these are wrapper for each class or each tab, and this is the med tab group. ng container can also be used with the ng template. So first we'll take ng template, and here we'll say ng template content. Now if you remember, we discussed in our previous video that if we put any text inside our ng template, then it will not be rendered by default. Now as you can see, ng template content is not here. So for that we will have to do something. We can apply the condition, or we can use the template reference variables to get the content of the ng template. So we'll use the ng container here, and before that we will have to use the template reference variable. So we will say template, and here we'll say ng template outlet. Outlet means that it is a factory of templates that will be rendered by this container. So we will say that template outlet is template. Now this ng container will render the content of this ng template. Now as you can see, ng template content is now rendered using the ng container. So in this video we cover ng container and how it is used inside our application. And first we created the employees list, where we had these ID and the name of the employee, and we applied the ng for loop inside our UL, inside our li tag, and use the interpolation to get the text, to get the ID and the name of the employees, and put that inside our ng container to group the content of that UL. And the second thing we did is that we created components using the ng container. We used the mat tab group, which is an Angular material component, and we used the mat tab, and here we applied the ng for loop on the components, and label was component.id. Like here the IDs are coming here inside the label, and we use the ng container with ng template outlet property binding to have the content of each component. And lastly, we use ng container and ng template to render the text or the content of ng template. In the next video we will cover more Angular topics.